Yes, I just took a scoop of pre-workout before this video. I'm gonna rant.
Lightning fast, big black cats, Panthers kicking ass.
Why the Panthers will win Super Bowl 50. Reason number 5. Broncos had a shaky end of the season. Peyton Manning's a great quarterback, one of my favorites since I started watching. I've always respected him, enjoyed his promotionals. No disrespect to Peyton. He's a great Hall of Fame caliber quarterback. He just hasn't looked like himself this past year. I can't tell you the reason. He's just not the same QB this year that I've always admired and who could destroy secondaries like that. If the Broncos win, sure, it might be a good year for him to retire on a Super Bowl win. But if not, I hope to God he doesn't, so he can finish his career with a season that has a great ending. I respect Peyton a whole lot, but without Peyton playing at his regular caliber, I don't see the Broncos offense competing with the Panthers this year. Their defense is statistically better, but they haven't played a team like the Carolina Panthers. And when it comes to the defense versus defense, and I feel like the Panthers team creates more turnovers, or has been recently, and scores more often. Panthers also create a lot of points off turnovers. Whether it be a pick six or points after the turnover scored by the offense, I believe they actually lead the league in that statistic. Correct me if I'm wrong. But overall, I feel like the Panthers defense will contribute more to the score of the game and lead to a win. Number 4, attitude. The Panthers really want their first Super Bowl win because the franchise has never had a win, obviously, as you all know. And that's all they've been playing for all year. The Atlanta loss, that wasn't a big deal. They won a Super Bowl ring. They looked slow in a few games at the end of the season, to me personally, but in the playoffs, they've come in hotter and more pumped up than ever. And from watching this season, whenever they come in all pumped up, they destroy. The only reason they slowed down against Seattle was because the O coordinator decided that we should try to run out the clock with a 31-point lead at the half. He just ran the ball second half, and don't get me wrong, we have a good O coordinator, but Ron Rivera wasn't happy with the play calling. He thought we should have kept going a little more. Cam looked frustrated. I think it was a bad decision myself. Seattle almost caught up. Solution to this, go into the Cardinals game and don't let up. They went for a 2-pointer with like 10 minutes left, and they were, 20 points ahead? Something like that. Some people thought it was cocky. I think it was their way of showing they're not going to let up on a team anymore in the second half. They're saying nobody's catching up once we're ahead. Number 3, ability to score against big defenses. The Seahawks, Arizona, they were both top 5 defenses this year, and the Panthers are the number 1 scoring team. We scored 31 points against the Seahawks in the first half, 49 points overall against the Cardinals. These were probably the worst games for those defenses all year. Yes, Denver is the best defense statistically, but they've been scored against and they have been beaten. And if anyone can score against them, it's the Panthers and Cam Newton. Cam Newton utilizes every receiver. He makes them into big names. Prime example, Ted Ginn Jr. He was just a run-of-the-mill vet quarterback before he came to the Panthers this year, and now people are picking him up in fantasy, and he's scoring more touchdowns than he ever has. We have a Pro Bowl running back, and Cam can just run the ball his damn self. Denver hasn't played a team with that complete of an offense this year. I'd say the Seahawks are similar with Russell Wilson, but the Broncos never played the Seahawks this year. It'll be totally different for them than any other game they played this season. So, do I expect a tough matchup? Yes. Do I think the Panthers have the edge? Yes. Number 2, the defense. In the first 2 playoff games, Luke Kuechly had a pick 6. That's gotta be some sort of record. Seahawks were hot at the end of the season. They were hot after the wild card game. We shut them down the entire first half. Cardinals were arguably a better team this year, and we made them look like total crap. Palmer was in the running for MVP. He had 6 or 7 turnovers overall. What was it? 2 lost fumbles and 4 or 5 interceptions, something like that. It was crazy. We made him look like crap. And Josh Norman, how many times did you hear Larry Fitzgerald's name that game? He may have caught, 4 or 5 balls for 10 yards each. He was almost a non-factor in that game, except for the few first downs he had. He was the hero in the game before, but against the Panthers, he was pretty much shut down. And the number 1 reason is Cam freaking Newton. 3rd and 15, no big deal. He's gonna get it if he has to run over 3 defenders or jump and flip over one of them. Cam's not a pocket passer, Bullshit. He damn well is performing like one now. He's made every wideout into a weapon. No Kelvin Benjamin, no problem. I was frustrated with fantasy wide receivers because I couldn't pick up any of the Panthers wideouts and expect him to perform consistently because Cam Newton utilizes every receiver. Who knows which one's gonna get a touchdown? I did have Greg Olsen though, and that worked out pretty well. But I'm getting sidetracked here. Defenses have a very hard time accounting for his ability to pass and run the ball. He's a threat just in the pocket because he can just run right out when people are defending the pass, and he can throw a damn good pass now. He's been so much better this year in comparison to past years. He had a lot of trouble being a pocket passer, but this year he's shown that he can do that just as well as run the ball. Russell Wilson has a similar style of play, though not the same. I think Cam is better. Russell may be faster, but Cam is pretty damn fast, and he can take huge hits. The guy is 6'5", 250 pounds. It's freaking crazy how fast and strong he is. Cam went through a huge transformation this year, mainly becoming a great pocket passer in addition to his athleticism and running ability. He is the league's MVP, hands down. Even if they lose the Super Bowl, I don't think that's debatable. Yes, I'm a Panthers fan, and I normally criticize the way things go down because I feel like we should have done better than we had. This year, I started watching in 2003. We went to the Super Bowl, played the Patriots. Haven't made it since, obviously. I think this is our year. Ron Rivera has done so much for the team and transformed it. Cam Newton has become a leader along with Ron Rivera, transforming the team. It's an entirely different team than it was 3 years ago, even with the same players. Cam has become such a leader, and I've never seen a quarterback dominate like he has this year. He's making some of these games just look like college competitions, like college football games. The way he's scoring and running the ball with so easily. 49 points against the Cardinals in the NFC Championship. They were a top 5 defense. That's literally unheard of. It's an NFL record how many points we scored. And at the forefront of those points was Cam Newton scoring, passing, and running the ball. I believe he had 2 touchdowns. I'm a Panthers fan. I think we definitely have a great chance of winning this game as long as we come in hot and pumped up. Call me biased, but I think the Panthers have a great chance of winning the Super Bowl. And every poll I've seen on NFL.com has had at least 60% of people voting for the Panthers. They ask, who's going to win the Super Bowl, Panthers or Broncos? And at least 60% has been the Panthers every time. That's a huge difference. Usually I see those things being 50-50. First time I did it, I got a 72% for the Panthers and 28% for the Broncos. That's crazy that this many people think the Panthers are going to win. I agree with them. If we lose, great season, but I think we're going to win. Argue with me if you disagree down in the comments. Whatever. I'm up for a debate. Who do you think will win the Super Bowl?
Lightning fast, big black cats, Panthers kicking ass.